Alrighty. It's been a bit.
Yeah?
Welcome back to, why do I always forget the... Alrighty. Oop, that's gotta go. It's been a bit. Get that.
Yeah.
No, welcome back to, that's gotta go. Why do I always forget the... Alrighty.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. No, it'll stop. I had to find it. Apologize, guys. We're trying a new thing. No, it'll stop. I had to find it. Apologize, guys. We're trying a new thing.
Are you sure it's gonna stop?
Yes, it'll stop. I hope.
It's not stopping.
It'll stop. Just give it a second.
It's not stopping.
Oh, wait, that's why. Hold on. Ah, okay.
Good lord.
Is it stopped now?
Yes, finally.
Oh my god, that's horrible. Yes, I forgot how to do this. I forgot how to do the thing. Whew. It's been what? Is it 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
I think 2.
2 weeks, because it was right after my birthday. That was my last stream, I think. Yeah, I hit a low. Not to mention my computer was in pieces. My computer is now capable of handling pretty much anything I can throw at it right now.
Yeah.
But the new thing we're trying is I'm also live streaming right now on Facebook as well. And it's actually, I do believe, live streaming to my NOVAtazz Customs page, hopefully.
Oh.
It asked me which one I wanted to stream to, and it did let me do that. I would much rather live stream to my YouTube, Facebook page for NOVAtazz Customs and here than on Twitch.
Oh.
I don't mind live streaming on Twitch for gaming and things like that, but as far as the automotive stuff, I don't think Twitch is the platform I need to be on.
Oh.
Might upload the podcasts to different media places, like maybe Spotify or other. Mm-hmm. I don't know where people also upload podcasts to. But unfortunately, a lot of that might actually be lost if it doesn't upload as a video, because of the comments or lack thereof. You know, a lot of our podcast has to deal with you guys out there in the live stream itself. And if you guys, if the people listening to the podcast can't see that, some of the podcasts might just be lost on whoever's listening to it. Now we did have in the last 16 days, I have a crap ton of notification feeds that subscribe to the channel. I don't think any of them are here right now. They might be. But I might go through them, and because we don't get to hear the cool notification sounds in the video that often, so there was a bunch of people that subscribed or followed. I'm guessing followed would be a Twitch thing.
Yeah.
Follow on Twitch. Okay. So a lot of these, some of these are Twitch, some of these are YouTube. We do have Stuff with Cletus is still our stream boss, but barely hanging on there. But I'm going to go up through and give these guys that subscribed credit. So we have Tony Stratton has subscribed, and we'll replay that alert here. God, I love that animation. All right, and we have Tigress 38. Give them their little due there. Oh wow, their name is well, I might have to move that over a little bit. I don't even know how to say that. It's just BGGS07. I might just end up doing this in the beginning of the live streams. Unexpected Mechanic. Oh, that's a cool name. The Unexpected Mechanic. Florida Bandit. Now I watch his channel. He has a obviously a Bandit Trans Am, and he's in the middle of course, I forgot to put my phone on silent.
Yeah.
And
See, I get around that problem. I always have my phone on silent.
yeah, I tend to have my phone on silent or vibrate most of the time. But I used to have a hat that I used to sit here. Do you know what? I'll use this face mask that is somehow up here useful upstairs in the office. So that way I can leave it on vibrate so I can still hear it, but it doesn't like make the whole world knowing that it's vibrating. All right, so the last one, like I said, did I play the Florida Bandit one? No, I did not. Okay, so we have a Florida Bandit. Like I said, I watch his YouTube channel. He has a car like mine. Obviously, I'm guessing he's in Florida. And my chair is too far off to the one side here. There we go. And anyway, so like I said, I watch his channel. I don't know who this is. This is Ray HDZ. How would you say that?
Ray HDZ.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll just say it like that. So we'll have him up here. Oh, we know this next one, Norris Raymond. Now he followed on, I think it's on Twitch. So I don't know if it'll play the same animation or not. But he's the one with the black GTA with the custom rear wing. He's been on my live stream like 2 or 3 times before. But back when we were at the other house. Oh, yep. See, that'll play a different animation. Which one does it? Oh, it plays the zombie. That's right. That's the Twitch thing. That'd be freaking awesome for 7 Days to Die live streams. By the way, I have been, my friend Elliot here has got me hooked on 7 Days to Die. 7 Days to Die.
7 days to don't.
Yeah, I know. I've forgotten how to talk as well. 7 Days to Die. And actually, I then hooked my girlfriend into playing 7 Days to Die. So,
it's a 6 left double crest, extra long.
Apparently Biggie is playing Colin McRae.
Well,
because
in a way,
you're playing a rally game because we just heard the last few corners you were supposed to be going through.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I hate how this stupid thing does that.
See,
the thing is, though, I didn't make it through those corners.
It told you.
And that's why you haven't heard it talk in a while. I'm trying to turn around.
So anyway, if you guys want to see me and my girlfriend and Biggie play some 7 Days to Die, let me know down in the comments and or message me on Instagram, just somewhere, and maybe we'll start doing some live streams for 7 Days to Die. And I'm gonna let you know, that's kind of like 11 p.m. and later. I think we've played all the way up until 6 o'clock in the morning at some points.
You two have.
Yeah, you knocked off. But yeah, we'll stream for a while. I don't know if I would make any of those into videos, but yeah, you're more than welcome to join us. All right, so we have a Tudo Miko has subscribed. We'll give them a little shout out here. A Rodney Bortz. So this one's done playing. And then we'll give everybody an update of what's going on with the channel and where we're at after we get through these last couple. I have an announcement. There's another reason all these subscribers here that I'm announcing. There's another announcement. Amaz 503, and I probably just butchered the crap out of that.
Yeah, that happens.
So, and I'm sorry for all of these things, but you know what? You guys are gonna subscribe. I'm still gonna give you that shout out. Okay, and the last one is Greg Causley. I probably spelled that. No, Causey. I don't know. I'm not very good at phonics, so. And I love how Facebook here is actually it's closed captioning my freaking live stream. I'm literally watching myself speak down in the bottom underneath of it on Facebook. That's actually pretty cool. I kind of wish Facebook would do that. I mean, YouTube would do that.
They do sometimes.
Sometimes, but I don't know if mine does that all the time or not. But yeah, I can hear your game again. You're gonna be pissed at me. But anyway, so welcome back, everyone. If I didn't lose anybody in all of that
Ah, crap.
If I didn't lose anybody in all of those shout outs. But, I have no problem shouting out my subscribers and people that have joined, even if we weren't live. So, give you guys all the credit there. I see Grant from Straight Six Fan has joined us. Every time he's talking to Pilot. Every time he sees his name, he wants to think of Washika. Is that an old AMC HQ? But it's Konisha. I'm probably butchering that as well. Guess that's the car guy, me trying to turn everything into a car. I think that's all of us. DIY Misfit Mechanic has just joined us as well. Just stopped in to say hello. Currently at work. Gotta go. Hi, bye. Sorry. See you. Blah. Exactly. I need to open this mystery bottle, which I can't show you guys yet because we haven't played that game yet. Do we know if Chris is joining us today?
Not a clue.
No, I haven't heard from him in a couple days. Last time I heard from him, he had started a new business venture. Which, coming from Chris, is always an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Wow, almost no head on that.
That's what she said.
Right? Let's just not spill this on my keyboard. Oh, that's good.
You don't have one of them fancy hydrophobic waterproof ones?
No, this is just a Logitech MK320. El Tipo just...
A lot of Logitech stuff actually is spill proof. Does it have the like drainage channels on the bottom?
No.
Oh.
I don't think so. I mean, it has holes in the bottom. It might actually drain, but I don't think it's intended to get wet.
I think mine does have drainage channels.
I don't know. You tell me.
Actually, yeah, it probably is water.
Before I was holding this keyboard up to my screen, does that look like it's got drainage channels?
Hang on a second. Let me find the right window. Maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. It's just a crappy freaking Logitech keyboard. Now, the computer that I am currently building for Jess, we're just waiting for a case and a power supply, I think. Oh, and a network card. Oh, and another storage device. She's gonna have 3 terabytes of M.2 storage.
Damn.
Yeah, that's freaking insane. Well, the second one's not NVMe. It's just regular SATA.
Yeah.
But she's got 1 terabyte of NVMe and then 2 terabytes of SATA M.2.
SATA and oh yeah.
It looks like it's just a little bubblegum stick, but instead of it being that NVMe
yeah, it's at SATA speed. That's right.
It's just regular SSD speed. Actually, it wouldn't be SATA at that point. It's just an SSD using M.2.
Well, yeah, it's also not using NVMe, so then it is running at SATA 3 speeds.
Okay, whatever. I think it's SATA 6 actually.
Oh yeah, SATA 6. That's right.
If I remember correctly. Yeah, she's just getting I'm not sure what brand. I think it was a Western Digital Blue I had her pick up, I think. I have to double check, I forget. But yeah, building a computer for my girlfriend. This computer here went through a complete overhaul. I went from a Ryzen 5 2600, not the 2600X, just a standard 2600. And it's been upgraded all the way up to a Ryzen 9 3900X. The GPU was upgraded a little bit ago, which if you guys have been following, you would know that it's a RX 5700 XT. So that actually will probably conclude the upgrades to the computer itself for quite a while. I'm still hunting for a case. But as far as performance specs, that's got this computer pretty much up to where I need to do. I just need to get back into the rhythm of making videos. Which COVID really has hurt that at this point. Because I can't really go up and go visit my cars because the place where they're located has some, what do they call it, high-risk individuals.
Oh.
My car is at a house with a few older people, and I don't want to risk them getting sick by me going up there to go work on my car. That would be just a guilt on my conscience I do not want. So I have stayed away from my cars for the last little bit. Hopefully that'll end soon. We're just waiting for it to go green in this area. So right now I think we're currently yellow. I think we're supposed to go green next week.
Yeller.
If you don't understand that's in our state of Pennsylvania, we have different levels. Red would have been complete, social distancing, stay home, don't go to hell out. Yellow is go out with caution, and then green is business as usual. With social distancing advised. So first automotive topic. I think Big E has the biggest automotive topic, so we'll just go straight into not what's in the truck. What's wrong with the truck? Big E, you wanna update us because he has the biggest freaking saga with his truck.
Yeah, so because we haven't been here for a while, I'll just recap the whole thing. Bought a truck 2017. Now it'd be 2018. It's had problems left, right, and center. The one thing that was covered by the warranty, the 30-day warranty, was the O2 sensor. After that, of course, I don't even remember what it's been.
Forever.
There's the climate control. They replaced the module in the dash. That didn't fix it. They put a 30 amp fuse in a 10 amp circuit. Fried my wiring harness. I got to pay for that.
Wait, you only put a 30 amp fuse in a 10 amp socket, or the other way around?
30 amp fuse in a 10 amp circuit.
Yeah, that'll definitely yeah.
Yeah, fried my wiring harness to the point where keys are out of the ignition, truck is still running.
Grant wants to know what truck this is.
2008 Chevy Avalanche.
Fun. That's a really gorgeous looking truck, though.
Oh yeah, I absolutely love that color.
It's like a maroon.
Sonoma Jewel Metallic. Actually, I got a little paint pen of it right here. I don't know if that's mirrored or not.
Yeah, you can't see it though. It's the blue light just totally killed any color that was on there.
Yeah, I should have known. That stupid glowing fan.
I need to send you one of these ring lights to like hang on the wall in front of you.
Well, I mean, I got things that I could try, but I don't know how.
We've been through this before, though. We've been through that before. We just need to improve your lighting on days when we're not live streaming.
All right. Anyway, there's a 30 amp fuse in the 10 amp circuit from the wiring harness. The most recent big thing was the fuel pump, which the lines rotted off the thing. And now the most recent issue was the check engine light was flashing. Truck was running like crap, whole 9 yards.
Well, no, you had the startings of this issue. I think a few issues back. I think this actually wasn't something that was just new. I think you actually had the startings of that issue a while back. You just didn't know what it was at that point.
What makes you say that?
Because I thought you were complaining about some of these issues before all of those, before or during some of those other issues. Not the check engine light itself, but you guys were, the check engine light was, you were replacing spark plugs already, I think, because you had a stuttering.
I had a misfire on cylinder 4, and replacing the spark plugs fixed it.
Okay, maybe, I don't know. All right, go ahead.
All right, and I forget where I'm at now. What was the last thing I said?
You were talking about the check engine light.
Oh yeah, the check engine light. That's right. So I was just driving one day, and I lifted off the throttle, and it's got active fuel management, so I could shut off cylinders. And exactly that time, the check engine light came on, started flashing. I was like, "Oh crap, this isn't good." Whole truck's like shaking from the engine, obviously not running right. And come to find out, that cylinder, cylinder number 7, had no compression, and it was the only cylinder that my code reader said it was a misfire. So a few weeks ago, actually no, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think. A mutual friend of mine and Sean's got this fixed, and it turns out the issue was the lifter. To be exact, this one right here.
Yeah, it just collapsed.
You said it didn't really collapse. I don't think. I think like the oil pressure from there being diesel oil in it was just too much, and I don't know, the locking pins inside missed the shelf they're supposed to hit, and it just popped apart.
Oh, okay. So it actually came apart.
Yeah, it was actually in there in two pieces, and I popped them back together, and I don't know how to get them apart to be like, oh, hey, this is how it came out of my engine.
Oh, that's weird. And the fact that
Yeah.
it popped apart because that thing's under load, or should have been
Yeah, I
under
don't know
load.
either.
I don't know. That is really weird. But at least it's running fine now, right? Other than
Yeah.
your burning oil issue.
Yeah, it only really does that when it's cold, though. When it's warm, it doesn't really.
Yeah. My Kia is the same way.
Ooh.
It'll burn through 4 quarts of oil in like 3 months.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, you gotta also the 3 months is there's a crap ton of miles put on that car in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Considering I still again travel an hour back and forth to work. So yeah, thought I got rid of that, and some shit changed at work, and my house that I'm overseeing got moved all the way, pretty much an hour away from where I live. So now to go up to the house and do my job, I got to travel an hour to work again. At least it's not as bad as a trip as it was before. It's basically all highway, so the hour doesn't go too bad. All right, see you later, Grant. Hey, Jason. Jason pops in, Grant leaves. I almost would have think you guys wanted to avoid each other. I know that's not the truth, but it's still funny.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, great, that guy's in here again.
Right? I'm out. Grant has a premiere set for 8:30.
Oh.
Oh, darn, Grant. I wish I would have thought of this when Grant was here. I saw 2 Fairmonts today. There's one that's actually, pretty sure it's a Fairmont. It's a Ford, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks a lot like a Fairmont. But there's a gray one that's in my neighborhood, like a primer gray, dark primer gray. And then there was a gorgeous red one that I passed today. Gorgeous as in nice. I don't really consider the Fairmont a gorgeous car, but this particular example was a nice example of a Fairmont.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put that straight. I don't have to actually like a car to find a car that looks nice. Not a fan of the Fairmonts, even though they're not necessarily a bad car. I think people think that the 4th Gen Novas are ugly. I think the Fairmont is not a very attractive car to the eye. Not to saying that it was bad for a car. Yeah, I'm covering my butt there. Yeah, we had some issues with the Kia.
Ow.
Yeah, I don't know why, but my driver's side rear tail light keeps going out. I've replaced it like 3 times in the last year. It went out again. Jess got pulled over for missing taillight.
Missing taillight.
Not to mention the fact that some other things weren't necessarily inspection sticker, because we were waiting on me getting the brakes done. Which, by the way, so the other week, this is back when I was on here before. Was gonna get the car inspected. Remember? And we took it down to, I think it was Mavis, down in Hamburg. And they wouldn't pass the car because they said the brakes weren't any good. Well, they wanted $300, just about $400. I think it was like $300 and something to do front pads on that car. Just front pads.
Jesus.
And they told me that it just needed pads, and I wanted to go look at them to see what they were. And they were a little low. In fact, actually, I have them downstairs. I just don't feel like going to go get them. But what I noticed when I went to the parts store, picked up a set of pads for it. Was just going to put the pads on it and take it back down the next week. Well, it turns out that when I went to go pull the pads off, I noticed that there was a groove on the back pad. Right around the edge, there was a definite groove in the pad. And I'm like, what the hell? So I reach my hand back there, and I'm, checking the back side of the rotor, and yep, sure enough, the very edge of the rotor is a groove, which we normally, way back when, would have just thrown on a freaking brake lathe and and trued up the rotor again, as long as it wasn't too thin. Taking 5 minutes and throwing the rotor back on the car. That's what we used to do. You just cut them. But we don't do that anymore. Now we just throw them away and go get new ones, because nobody even. You realize how hard it is to find somebody with a brake lathe right anymore? The shops don't have them.
Pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would think, the shops would still have them. It's not like the technology is foreign. It's just quicker and easier for them, and it's not even just quicker and easier. It's more cost effective for the shop to just charge you for a new set of rotors, because paying the worker to throw it on a lathe and recut it doesn't make the shop really any money. They make their money off a commission of parts, which leads me to my discussion for today. So anyway, like I said, so I wanted $300 to replace the pads. Got it home, found out it wasn't just the pads that were bad, it was the rotor as well. So I had to go order rotors. So we went and ordered rotors off of Rock Auto. I got the same rotors that I gotten for the gray car, which are the quick stop drilled and slotted. And that's only because they're the cheapest ones that were actually on Rock Auto that were decent. And they also come with a full rebuild kit. The little rubber booties, the pins, the whole 9 yards. So you basically rebuild the whole front end of the brake system, which is nice. Considering I think that was the original rotor that was on that green car from 2012. But when we got them in, and I went to go put the new rotors on Saturday, pulled everything apart, went in to go grab the new rotors, opened up the box, and I pulled out a rear disc brake with the emergency brake drum. That's what I pulled out of the box.
Oh.
Yeah, we waited a week for that box, for that rotor to come in.
Jesus.
The car has been uninspected and needed to get inspected. Kind of got told by the cops that it needed to get inspected. So we kind of ran out of time for playing with, shipping, which is what really sucks. Is I really hate, this is part of what I hate about online shopping.
Mm-hmm.
You go buy a part, you have to wait for it to be shipped if it arrives. And then when it arrives, you got to hope that it's the right one. Otherwise, you got to go through the process of sending it back, waiting for them to get it, waiting for them to send you out a new part.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being able to go down to the... Because you know what? If that would have happened for me, just being able to go down to the parts store and pick up a part. So if I would have just went down to the parts store, picked up my part, I would have opened up the box and looked at it right there, seen that it was the wrong one, turned it back in, and gotten the right one.
Yeah.
I'd have been out, 10, 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been it. We have Chris is really... Oh, there we go. No, you got it. Wow, it's still sunny. You can see Chris. He must be really west.
Oh, yeah.
He's getting there.
Yeah, look, it's so sunny.
On, it's ugly.
Yeah, it's so sunny. He's got to wear sunglasses. Anyway, so we were talking about the Kia and the fact that I went to go replace the rotors. We got Hank the mean man is in here. Howdy.
How rude.
And Mrs. Formey is here as well. Anyway, so I ended up having to tell Jess she has to send those parts back. So we ended up having to pay I think we paid like $50 more going to the parts store just to get freaking front rotors for that car that day, because we needed that car inspected. Ended up paying $50 more for 2 rotors than I would have going through Rock Auto and having them shipped out. Because it was like $140 for 2 rotors at the parts store.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And I think we were only going to spend, I think it was just around just around $100 for the rotors off of Rock Auto, which happened to be the wrong one, so it doesn't really save us any money anyway. But anyway, so threw them on the car. They're all just fine. Went to go get the car inspected. Now, we had just remembered about the tail light, And so I grabbed the taillights with me real quick because we had an appointment at 1. Grabbed the taillight with me, and I thought I grabbed a screwdriver because I was going to swap them out when we found out exactly which bulb was out because I didn't follow the car yet. So we get up to the shop, and we're just like, you know what, we'll just give the bulb to the shop guy and just have them put it in when they get the car inspected. No big deal. They told us, A, they couldn't accept our part, our light bulb, and then he turned around and told me it was $16 for a light bulb.
No.
$16 for a brake light bulb.
Yeah.
Highway robbery much. I'm like, no way am I paying $16 for a damn frickin' light bulb.
You know how much
Come on.
Huh?
Gold filament, come on.
Right. I know. I went to the frickin' parts store. I had the bulb sitting there. I paid like $3.50 for 2 bulbs, and I had them sitting in my hand. I'm not paying $16 for another bulb. For 1 bulb. I mean, geez, that'd be a pack of $32 for 2 bulbs.
Yeah, good Christ.
Yeah, I have a Kia Soul Plus, 2012. We also have a Kia Soul base model, 2011.
Yeah, Kia Soul minus.
Yeah, it's just basically what it is. I mean, it's not a bad car, but when you have the regular Kia Soul and then you have the Kia Soul Plus, you don't want to drive the regular Kia Soul. It's not the same experience.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so yeah, I'm lucky. One of the guys had a screwdriver. I swapped the bulb out, got the car inspected. It was done deal. But yeah, $16 for a freaking bulb.
Yeah, it's absurd.
You wonder why I work on my own car and buy my own damn shit.
Yeah, for real.
Because that's ridiculous. Oh, I see we have Nikolai in the chat with his newer YouTube channel, Nick's Track Shot. I do believe he also has a fireman channel and a TikTok as well, dedicated. A lot of stuff his stuff is fireman related. In case you didn't know, he is a volunteer firefighter for Tamaqua, PA. I do believe. And I see we have Z Outlaw SS. What's guys? He said I would come on, but last night's live stream, I am totally wore out. Yeah, no political crap here. That's part of the reason why I was not on here, because I just didn't feel like talking about any of that stuff. So, yeah, no political crap here. Car shit, computer shit, fun shit, whatever. Include the political crap somewhere else.
Bullshit, baby shit need not apply.
Yeah, my depression doesn't need that shit right now. Anybody see my new shirt? I got it's a check engine light with the word job description. No, job security.
Job description.
Yeah, job description. Check engine light. There you go, Biggie. You need to get one of these.
Yeah,
so hopefully
for real.
The only check engine light in your truck is the one on your shirt.
No, I need to get one that says, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine."
Oh my god, that one's absolutely hilarious.
That's all it ever does.
Maybe I'll do a shirt like that. Because technically my green truck, the net check engine light would never shut off because it had an evap code.
That's what I have now too.
Trying to track down a fucking evap code is fucking absolutely ridiculous. It could be as simple as a fucking stupid cracked vacuum line, one of those hard plastic lines somewhere, and try tracking that shit down.
Yeah.
And then trying to find actual like replacement plastic vacuum lines for it, forget it. They don't make them.
Nope.
They don't, which is retarded because it's one of the first things to freaking break once a freaking car gets older. Is those stupid hard plastic vacuum lines. So yeah, that is what it is. So let's see. Recap. We got Big E's truck was finally fixed. Is there any update, Chris, on the burnt Ford? Or was that a Dodge? It was a Ford.
It was a Ford.
Yeah.
The burnt Ford F-250 is totaled.
Did it go to the scrapyard or?
No, I kept it. It is currently in rebuild status. So far, we've got a new tire, new brake line, a new windshield on it. There's a windshield
Basically, it's a combination car wash cleanup and windshield install video waiting to go up on the channel.
Okay.
And the Mitsubishi was picked up Wednesday.
One eternity
the first
later.
time I went to pick it up, and they missed this, they missed that. What about this? Well, we washed it, we detailed, and then, and I scraped the little tray, whatever the hell you call that, at the base of the windshield below your hood, because
Yeah.
mine actually dips in like a V.
Yeah.
It makes a shelf. It's recessed, and I was digging pieces of metal and melted plastic off this plastic tray. And I said, "Well, what about this? If you wash the cars, why is this here? This stuff come off from the guy's truck that was on fire. This is from his cars that blowed up, which is why the car was damaged to begin with."
Yeah.
So they ended up doing that panel, a piece of molding on the left side. They had to paint the left side mirror where the debris was hanging. I mean, it had plastic hanging off the bottom of it, like a spider cocoon or a spider web, whatever you want to call it. And finally got them convinced that the windshield was screwed up. That's why you got those little pits in it. The windshield sits like this. The back glass sits like this, and you decided to replace the back glass and the liftgate on your own. Why? I don't know why. I mean, I ended up getting brand new taillights all the way around on the ass of it because they stick out with a shelf and all these little pieces of metal and crap landed on top and melted into the top of them. I mean, I actually had to pick them loose with a screwdriver to get them out of the plastic.
Right.
Oh, damn.
So, all said and done, and I don't know because I didn't look at the final total on the sheet. I wish they'd just totaled the damn thing. But as of Wednesday, when I picked the car up and brought the car home, they said it's all done with all these new parts and new paint here, there, and everywhere. Is north of $15,000.
Wow.
Oh my God.
You could have bought another car for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the car books for 23, maybe 24.
Yeah.
So, and as of yet, I've yet to get the explanation on who writes up the report when somebody goes in. I'd like a Carfax on that, please. Who writes those reports? Who writes what happens when you go into your service dealer and have it serviced? Who writes this? Who writes the reports that goes underneath your VIN number for any particular vehicle for whatever happened to it? So when you do a history on that report and they put, or that vehicle, they do the VIN and you get a report on service histories and everything.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Normally,
nobody can tell me because I told them. If this is wrote up as fire damage at this amount, which is basically what it's going to have, because there's never any real details.
Yeah, it should just be written up as fire damage. They don't really go into detail for it.
Yeah, anybody that looks at a report on this vehicle is going to run like a scalded cat.
Even though it was
the word fire.
Yeah, even though it was all fucking plastic parts.
Yeah, it was never touched by fire at all. The car was parked 30 feet away from this truck. The fire was that hot. Anything rubber or plastic melted or shrunk. And the ensuing damage in the paint and the glass and the other was because of the magnesium engine blocks and brackets and magnesium that was in these import cars this guy had that were on fire on top of his truck. And when the fire department hit it with the initial hit with water, they literally exploded.
Right.
We found pieces from these vehicles 45 feet away from the truck in other aspects of vehicles I have in the same area that I can do nothing about.
I've never really seen, and this isn't anything against Nikolai or any other fire departments, almost all of the videos that I've seen on car fires on YouTube and different other places, they always is like, I don't know, it's like the one that I saw, if the firemen would have freaking attacked that's, actually been in they could have saved, like, the truck itself was on fire, but the trailer was still fine. If they would have gotten out and done, what they needed to do quicker, the freaking trailer and the car that was in the freaking trailer would have been fine. But I've seen a lot of different things where, I don't know if it's just bad training or just a new guy on the job didn't have enough freaking sleep, whatever.
Well, it's a combination of training combined with the fact that any structure, be it a house, building, vehicle, shed, garage, whatever, you're going to hit it first from the most easily accessible point.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, like the one that I did see, it was a truck and trailer, and it was stopped in the middle of the road. The engine actually pulled up in front of the truck, so they would have hit the truck first anyway. But they took so long to pull the hoses out and to get set up and get going, that and it was good. I watched the video. It was a good 10 minutes from the time they got on the scene till the first hose actually hit the truck. You know, the truck was barely going up when they got there. You know,
and another aspect too is how you hit the fire, because whenever you hit it with the fire, you're feeding oxygen. You're literally pushing the fire away from you, which is one reason my vehicles got damaged so badly, because they pushed all the heat away from your vehicle. Where they hit it was on the right side of this truck,
which was the side opposite your stuff was on.
The whole length of the truck. So when they hit it with the hoses, because that was easily accessible, and everything happened, it just drove the heat and everything towards my stuff on the other side.
Right.
You know, because I had my stuff parked over there. It was pretty inaccessible for them to walk around until they had to get to that point to do it. And then, yeah, it's been a fiasco.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to explain it.
No.
And essentially, I got a brand new vehicle that technically isn't brand new anymore, and has no resale or trade-in value at this point, depending on how the reports wrote up on it.
So we actually got 10 people in here today. So far.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm actually kind
Sweet
of
Jesus.
I was expecting everybody to, I wasn't expecting a whole lot of people in this week because I've been gone for like 2 weeks. It seemed like so freaking long on my end, but I guess it was only 2 weeks.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna talking about the other crispy critter from last week, but
that was different. Was that actually a crispy critter or did it just fail? Yeah, that was a burnt wires. That's right.
It crispy
you toasted the wires
on
it.
The harness from the firewall to the starter and the ECM, and not sure how far got back in the dash through the plug in the firewall.
So is that truck done for now?
It's parked at the moment, being fixed. The headache with it is the fact that it was a glider kit. So they got to go back to the company that built it as a glider and have them build the wire harness for it, because it was their proprietary plugs and connections in order to put the engine in that new of a truck.
Right.
So I don't know what the status is on that. I didn't call him. The boss hasn't updated me. But yeah, that was rather interesting.
That's what you call a big engine swap. And people don't normally swap older engines into newer vehicles. Normally it's the other way around.
Yeah, that one had a purpose. I mean, it was done specifically that way.
You found a loophole and you took it.
Yeah, which is why they're building them. But yeah, that truck's been an electrical nightmare with issues in parts of the harness ever since we got it. And I told the boss, you're lucky we were back tight to the dock and just got loaded, because if I was sitting out in the middle of the parking lot and just finished my paperwork or whatever and getting ready to pull on to done that, I'd have thrown my shit out through the side door and bailed, and that truck would have sat there and toasted itself, because I'm done with it. I mean, it's had something happen to it every trip out.
Yeah, you had somebody wreck into you. You've had
very first
head
trip
gasket,
out, inside me. Blowed the head gasket to rebuild the thing. Had the front harness go bad with rubbed wires, and I lost my headlights. I had a low beam headlight on the left side and a high beam headlight on the passenger side. Yeah. And I had to turn the high beam down in order to come all the way home with headlights.
Right.
So I wasn't blinding anybody. Then they found another harness that rubbed through. I went out on a trip. Now, all this in the winter. This was a good one. I lost my windshield washers.
We got Hank up here in the chat. He said, anyone ever try to change the headlights on a 2012 Malibu? He says that you have to take the whole front end of the car apart. The funny thing is, though, a lot of newer cars are like that. Mustangs, change the headlights on a Mustang, you have to pull the whole front end off. I'm not sure about the Dodge Challengers. I think you might have to do it on those. A lot of newer cars are that way. You get to pull the whole front bumper assembly off of them. But then again, a lot of them aren't super hard to do that either. A couple bolts and the whole front end comes off in one piece. You just slide it off, set it on the floor, change what you need to do, slide it back on, and throw your bolts back in.
Easiest one I found to change headlights on so far was the GM Sierra pickup that we had and the Suburban that we have currently. You pull 2 pins up and turn them a quarter turn, and the whole housing comes out.
I don't even need to do that with when I had my Dodge Ram. All you have to do is twist and turn, reach behind it, twist and turn, pull them out. Now the green one that I had some aftermarket headlamps in them. They were like projector ones, which were absolutely horrible. Mainly because I think they had the wrong bulbs in them for the style of the socket. Um, Knowing this later, after knowing what those headlights were, they should have had a different style bulb in them. Um, Not an HIE bulb. They should have had an actual. It's a different type of bulb. Um, but anyway, those ones were a pain in the ass because they had that stupid press clip in them. It's like a retainer clip, and you bend it over the back of it, and it clips in and whatever. And then you also had a positive and negative lead, and both the positive and negative lead pigtails you had to put on individually. So it wasn't like a plug you just plugged in. You had to plug each lead in separately, and of course, to get to that headlamp for where they place the bulb in that headlight for the aftermarket one was behind the fender at that point. Whereas in the stock location, it's more in front of the fender, like just on the engine side bay of the fender, so you can actually reach it. In the aftermarket one, it was all the way towards the outside, and you had to reach underneath the fender to get to it, which was a PETA. And to get the headlight out of those Dodge Rams, the whole bucket, you have to. It's a pain. You have to take the turn signals out first, and then you have to get in between the bumper and the grill and everything. And there's a bolt down in behind there, and then there's the bolts that are in the back up on the top. To get to that bolt that's behind the bumper is such a pain in the ass. It was a real pain to try to change the headlights in that green truck. But the stock setup's easy. Now, my Nova's really easy because all you had to do for that one was you unplug the harness in the back, and then there was 3 screws that held the whole bulb in place.
Oh.
The Trans Am's a little harder because of the way that they have the molding.
Nose designed.
Yeah, it's a little tighter fit, but the Nova's easy because it's nice and big and open. Just a big round frickin' headlamp bulb. Actually, Biggie, it looks exactly like the ones that you pick up from the cars in 7 Days to Die.
Oh.
That big glass ball thing.
Yeah.
That's what they look like.
That's because it was back in the day when they did it KISS.
Yep, it actually was a glass bulb.
A lot of glass, it looked a hell of a lot better.
Yep, it was a big glass bulb. That's what it was, and yeah, you didn't have to worry about them fading and frickin' oxidizing. And geez, you can go out to the frickin' junkyard if a car still has the bulbs that somebody didn't break, and they look brand new still, even if the car was been sitting in that junkyard for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they're glass, they're not plastic.
Yeah.
May not have been the brightest things in the world, but
I don't
that's
know.
why a lot of cars had 4 headlights.
I run some really bright silver stars on my Nova. I mean, they were bright. I could see just about as far as I can see out of one of the newer cars today. But yeah, the bulbs were like $40
How nice are
piece.
these polycarbonate or plastic or whatever they build these new things for? The headlight that's in the truck melted. I mean, if you look at the pictures, that big pile of plastic looking crap on top of the bumper below the headlight on
it was the headlight.
Is the lens from the headlight.
And the thing
what
is
left was a piece of paper, looked like wax paper that was still over the headlight covering.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
And that's what it felt like, was wax paper. It was the same.
And the thing is like you take the C7 Corvette, right? You know how much that one headlight bucket is for that car?
A lot.
Yeah. Probably 1,800.
Yeah, you're looking at $15,000 to $2,000 for a headlight, for just the bucket. And you wonder how you rack up a 15K freaking fire damage bill for a bunch of fucking plastic.
Yeah.
Because the fucking taillights are freaking, the headlights and taillights and all that shit is expensive.
And glass. Let's see, we got 1, 2.
Well, glass, the funny thing is the glass still isn't that expensive. I mean, front windshield for my Nova.
Of glass.
Right. The front windshield for my Nova was I think pushing, I want to say it was like $500 because it's the tinted one with the antenna up through the center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I think they call that the it's not the standard glass. What is that one? They call it something else because it's got the tint at the top. But yeah, it's the upgraded glass because I think the regular glass was like 300. The standard just the clear glass, just a clear windshield, I think was like 300. And then the one with the antenna, which my Nova has, and the tint at the top, I think was like pushing almost 600. And
Damn.
I can tell you we've had to have the Kias had new windshields put in because I don't know what it is with the angle of those windshields, but my God, it's a rock chip freaking attractive. Those cars, I cannot. There's 3 or 4 nicks in the windshield that we have currently. Just like it's, I mean, you go down the road, you just can hear them go tink. Yeah, it's just a matter of time before it shatters it, but
Well, crap.
But anyway, so that one wasn't any more expensive than the Nova one was. So I don't think glass has really gotten that much more expensive than.
Depending on what it is, how it's cut.
Yeah.
It's like the truck. We got, I mean, the tinted windshield with a Super Duty call out on the top of it installed was $479.
Yeah, I don't think the glass is really that expensive compared to like the price of fucking headlights. I mean, you busted a headlight in my Nova, you're out $40. You bust a headlight out of this Kia and you're out like 500. And that's what a used one. So I mean, it's just ridiculous how much freaking parts cost anymore. And you wonder how they can keep the price of cars down so much. So what do we got going on in the chat? I don't think I've seen anybody comment except for. Were you holding that one in there, Biggie?
For like a second and a half.
I know it came out
and then it
exploded.
Yeah.
I seen your partner in crime in the background there a bit ago. I don't know where she went.
Who knows?
Mine have I think mine have all for. Whoop. I can't hear. I leaned too far. Put my ear back in. I said I think mine have forsaken me for the downstairs.
Ow.
Normally they're up here. Normally laying on the floor around me, but they're forsaking me. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know who's all in the chat right now. But should we play What's in the Cup? We'll start with Big E. Just because.
I have some nice and refreshing, high quality air right here.
You are so predictable.
I know, right?
All right, now we need to get out the notebook and notebook paper.
English.
Yeah, English. What do we got going on there, Chris? What do you got to drink in your? You might as well. You must have like a cooler sitting next to your truck, or next to your seat. Can you even hear us?
I don't know.
Yep, unhappy.
That doesn't answer our question. What's in the cup there,
you're
Chris?
fading out with service.
What's in the cup?
So we just polished off a glass of Gatorade and
Gatorade.
empty bottle tea, and we switched to glacial water, Triple X formula.
That looks like vitamin water, not glacier water. Now you can tell you're getting through an area that you're all choppy. That's kind of what happens with. It's kind of what happens when you're on the road, man.
Yeah.
In case you guys don't know, our friend Chris here is a long haul trucker, and by the looks of it, he's really out west right now.
Western Nebraska, headed for Denver.
There you go.
So we're approximately 1,500 miles from home base right now.
Damn.
The warehouse that we pull out of.
All right. So don't know if we're gonna be able to see. No, that's too low. Wow, I changed my camera apparently. Normally you guys can see that. What's in the cup, guys? There's your clue. It's nice, light-colored amber fluid. And no, it's not blinker fluid.
Nor Yingling.
I didn't say it was not. Why are you saying it's not Yingling? Is it too light?
Are you saying it is Yingling?
I'm not saying it is or not. It's not. I am not making a decision on that freaking fact there. All right, let's see if we try this.
It's dark enough.
Oh, it must be 10
I don't
o'clock.
think they make a beer that light.
I don't know. I don't normally drink a beer this light. We got Mrs. Formula saying Yingling. And we got Pilot saying beer. Beer is too vague of an answer that doesn't count. By the way, we need to do our points. We're just going to go with a whopping 500 points. How's that? Just because we haven't been here for a while. And now everybody should have an extra 500 points.
Woo!
And whoever guesses what I'm drinking to the closest, because I don't think you're actually going to guess what I'm drinking, I'll give 1,000 points to. Being super generous. 1,000 points to whoever can guess what's in my glass. You got, let's see, what time is it right now? It's 10:01. We'll give it to 10:10. What's in the cup? Blue Moon. Nope, not Blue Moon. I need to find me a box to be able to set this beer up on the stuff. Up on. We'll do a fan box maybe. Maybe that might be high enough.
I'll switch your mind of a Belgian white.
It is not. No, it's still not high enough. It is not a Belgian white. There we go. That's actually perfect. Scooch that over here so you're not covering my face. All right. So what's in the cup? 1,000 points. I think you guys would be throwing out answers.
You wait 15 minutes, it's going to be a quarter glass of warm beer.
I might have to drink it before then and refill it. In fact, actually, we'll bottoms up it and fill it up again. Give you a hint, it's not a twist cap. And it's more than $20 a case.
I mean, that could vary from like area to area or even state to state, though, the price.
It's more than a case of Yingling.
It was a gift.
No, I paid for it. There we go. Definitely not a Corona. My God, no. I do not drink piss water. Not a Grulush or
Donkey piss water.
Huh?
Donkey piss water.
Just no. You can tell Hank does not watch this live stream very often to know that it was not a Corona. If you guys see me drinking a Corona, you need to double tap me in the head because I'm not me anymore. That means at that point the world is surviving on Twinkies and rotten zombie flesh.
Yeah.
What we got?
That's one company they should have left extinct when it went out of business.
Not a Michelob Light. I think that's what you were trying to say there. Not a Heineken, though that is a good beer. Guys got 6 minutes left.
Stella Artois.
Huh? What'd you say?
Stella Artois.
Nope, not that one. Never had one of those.
Seriously, you never had one of them?
Mm-mm.
So one of these times I'm off and now I'm gonna have to bring you some then.
I've also never had a PAPS or BAPS or whatever they call that.
PBR?
Pabst.
Pabst
Yeah.
Blue Ribbon?
Yep, never had one of those either.
I'll be damned.
I'm a beer snob.
Rolling
I
Rock?
guess.
Yes, I've had a Rolling Rock. Not necessarily a fan of it. It's kind of similar to a Heineken, but not as good.
Yeah.
Not a Stella. Well, no, not that either, Miss Formally, because if I obviously didn't know, that it definitely wasn't that. Oh my God. He's found something worse than Corona. Oh.
Let's put it this: is it one of your normal go-tos, or is it something?
It is
Out of
something.
range for
It is
you.
something that I drink normally. Yes.
Okay.
It's not something weird and off the wall, but it is. It is not. You know, it's. This is
It's
fun.
not a cheap generic. It's
Oh, hell no.
It's a quality.
It's a
maybe
quality
the lower
beverage.
end of the scale, but
It's a
hell
quality
up there with
beverage,
some of that other shit.
but it's also not something that you're never gonna catch me drink a light beer. Definitely not gonna catch me drinking something that you're gonna catch half of the freaking alcoholics drinking on the weekend. Because if an alcoholic can afford to drink what I drink every weekend, then I don't know why he's drinking
He's got
beer.
a better job than you.
Well, that, and I don't know why he's drinking beer at that point. Then he's probably
This is true.
upgraded to
This is
using
true.
hard alcohol to get drunk, because technically hard alcohol at that point is still even cheaper. I would have to say, yeah, I probably could afford hard alcohol more than I can afford some of the beers that I drink.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, considering you think about a case of Guinness is pushing $60.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. No. You guys are thinking too fancy. Well, you're not. That's fancy name, and what I'm drinking is not necessarily. It's not a cheap beverage, but it doesn't have a fancy name. So, let's see. Am I going to keep my 1,000 points today? We got 3 minutes.
It's looking that way.
I might keep my 1,000 points today. I might have to give myself 1,000 points, which isn't really fair because I know exactly what I'm drinking. Oh shit! I didn't realize that. I have
Mail?
full ass fucking Guinness just chilling here. That needs to go downstairs in the fridge. Means I have 2 Guinnesses now. One cold in the fridge and one sitting there.
Oh.
And I have one Yingling. It is sitting in the fridge. I have one Yingling still left in the fridge. Not what I'm drinking. Nope, not Foster's. Do I set the time limit too long?
Do you preference
Maybe.
long neck over cans?
Most what I drink is in a bottle, unless I can't get it in a bottle. But that still doesn't give you an answer whether or not this was in a bottle or not, because I'm not answering that one. We all know that the Guinness that I drink doesn't the exact Guinness that I drink does not normally come in a bottle. There are Guinnesses you can get in a bottle, but normally the drought that I drink is not in a bottle. Hank says he doesn't know his beers. That's okay. This is just a fun game anyway. I mean, what is that? Whose line is that anyway? Quote.
And the points don't matter.
Yeah, the points don't matter. We make it up as we go along. That is exactly my stream. If I didn't get in trouble for coining that exactly, that is exactly what our stream is.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Formula's drawing a blank. Well, do you know what? That's only good in Russian roulette. You want to be drawing the blank in Russian roulette. Because if you actually get the point, you're out of the game. That's a little play on words. All right, so the 2 people that are chatting in the chat are drawing a blank. You guys drawing a blank up there?
Yeah.
Oh, just as we lose Chris. Oh, come on, come back. Come back to me, Chris. All right, so we'll put the answer up there. Hold on. Oh, well, actually, you know what? Both these still have beer in them. There we go. What's in the cup is an Angry Orchard crisp apple. So you guys should have known. I like my hard ciders. Whether it's I think it's Chuck's. What letter does that start with? A. I drink Reds. I'll drink Angry Orchard. Angry Orchard's green apple is really, really, really good. But yeah, Angry Orchard's expensive. But it goes down so smooth.
So smooth.
Yeah, it's just grown up apple juice. I used to actually buy apple cider, drink like a glass out of it, and literally leave it sit in the back of my fridge till it started bloating.
Oh.
Homemade apple cider. You just let it ferment. Now, obviously, you have a very short time to drink it once it starts fermenting, but because it doesn't have any of the other stuff that an actual produced hard cider. So yeah, I kept my 1,000 points, but that's okay. Like I said, points don't really matter. At least not at this point until I find something to use them for. It's just something fun. By the way, if you guys want to know how many points you have, you can go down in the comments and type in exclamation point, and then I think you put points. Am I right? I think that's it. Exclamation
I think so.
point, points, all one word, don't hit a space. And it should give you your points. Yeah. I kind of wish Chris would come back. And I'm actually surprised nobody else showed up. But then again, I'm actually also not surprised because, like I said, we skipped the last 2 weeks, so
Yeah.
Can't do much more than that. Mrs. Formie has 6,705 Nova bucks.
Goddamn.
I know. How much does Big E have? Do we know how much Big E has? Let's see how much Hank has. Hank is going to fill us in with how many points he has, even though I think I can tell you exactly how many points he has because I'm staring at it. Wow! No, I'm wrong. Mine is not refreshed. Hank has 1,360 Nova cash.
Dang.
Which means mine is not up to date anymore. Oh, we got Chris back. Chris, you missed what it was.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at that. Right at the time for the big review, and hey, you know what? I kind of feel like that. One of them Hollywood movies you see where the guy's playing the Powerball and he's getting excited. Ball number 4, and they get down to the last number, and he's on the edge of his chair, and he's got everyone in it, and the electric goes out.
Hank actually made the top 10. Hank is just barely clinging on to the top 10 in points, at the very bottom.
Damn.
He's got, like I said, 1,350. Let's see. We still got stuff with Cletus at 27. Is that 27,000? No, 2,760. Matt MPG with 2,560. Z Outlaw SS at 1,100. No, that's 11,000. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm reading them wrong. It's 27,160. Matt MPG at 25,060. Z Outlaw SS at 11,850. And by the way, if you guys want to know how they got so freaking high, donating to the live stream gets you a shit ton of points. So those guys got the points that they have because they've donated to the live stream on a few occasions. So yeah, Plus, also, if you look at the bottom, I don't think I even mentioned that at the beginning of this live stream. If you look right down below Chris there, below the what's in the cup, if you look at that little thing that looks like a speedometer, you'll see our friend down there, Stuff with Cletus. And he is what is called our stream boss. And the only way to kick him off is for you guys to whittle away by joining, by subscribing during the live stream or by donating to the live stream. That's how you kick him off. And then you get your name down there, and you get highlighted every week that you are at the top of the heap. We had 3 people there in one live stream, a couple live streams ago, about a month ago. 3 people were there in one live stream. Yep. Mm-hmm. They didn't last very long because they just knocked each other off. And then nobody's knocked Stuff with Cletus off for a little while. So he's just been chilling there. You can see some people have tried. He does not have a full health bar. He's down a little bit, but not enough to kick him off. But yeah, it will actually whittle away as we get subscribers, and eventually you get enough subscribers, and it will kick him off. Which I might actually end up doing that, increasing the amount of subscription will show. You can actually see, like, if you look at the little tip jar down in the bottom, is that bottom left-hand corner? I'm not sure. I think it's bottom left-hand corner. You'll actually see a bunch of the little tiny logos of the channel. Those are actually subscriptions, whereas the donations are the coins. So because we've had a lot of subscriptions lately, that's why they're all piled on top. So let's go to the next. Are you in a decent area of service again there, Chris?
Well, I'll tell you what, make like the Flintstones and run quick, right?
Right. Okay. So we're gonna do a quick run because I don't think you're traveling where you normally do. So we're gonna do with what's in the truck.
Yeah, actually, I'm not, due to the nature of the other truck deciding to toast itself sitting in the loading dock. So we get a short run this week in hopes that it's done when we get to Idaho to pick it back up. But our usual run-of-the-mill, the Applegate products, which is all your food and cheese, sheep meats out of Marshall Farms and products. I didn't get no cheese this trip.
Oh, good. No stinky cheese.
And I don't believe I got any of the clam stuff this trip.
Oh, good. No stinky.
But I do have something that's going to be an absolute pain in the frickin' backside to get off the truck.
Your mother-in-law.
Oh.
No, I ain't got one of them.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're good. Not
yet, but I'll tell you what. If when that day comes, I'm gonna say I'm gonna have the best one I ever had in my life, because she's like Miss For Me. She's over the top. I gotta look at both of them and says, "Are you sure y'all for real? I ain't used to this kind of treatment. You're not acting normal according to what I've been involved with or seen, you know."
Yeah, like, I would have to say both me and you have not had the best luck in the partner aspect of life.
No.
Until recently, because you got Mrs. For Me and I got Jess, so.
Yes, most definitely. It's like, you got to scratch your head and pitch. Wait, look, please, if I'm dreaming, don't wake me up. I'm trying to remember. I think it's Mountaintop Gazebos or something like that. But basically, it's a Mennonite Amish shop, shop. They build gazebo kits of every size, shape, imaginable.
Wait, and you picked that up out there?
Out of our warehouse. It's one of the things that we haul. It's they're located outside the Lancaster area.
I was gonna say, because I was gonna say that's out here. What are you doing all the way the hell out there?
Oh, they ship nationwide. That's what. Every now and then we'll get one of their kits to go. I actually had one. If you go to the truckers page on Facebook, which I'm one of the admins of.
Under the open haul truckers or whatever.
There's actually a video. No, it's the trucker's page. That's the name of it.
No, I don't think I'm on that
But
one.
under the videos, there is a video of me driving out a 2-lane mountain road underneath this little scrawny railroad bridge that looked like about ready to fall down to deliver one of these kits to this person's house.
Oh wow.
And I plainly said when I got there, I have no rights being out here in this. Are you out of your freaking mind? Why couldn't you hire a rollback to bring this thing in? And we unloaded that kit out of the truck piece by piece into this little, I don't know what's called, a Toyota Datsun. I mean, some little import truck from the, the economy gas era that
Right.
I think every time he went to start it, I had to go out there and throw another 3 rubber bands around the crankshaft and throw a few nuts under the hood to the squirrel so he could, down to the backyard by the park. I swear to God, I think his farm tractor would have run better than what this pickup did. But we unloaded piece by, and we could take 2 pieces out of the truck and put in the bed of his pickup, and he was overstuffed and had to. I don't know how he didn't get down through the yard without losing one. To be honest about it, I think most kids have a bigger sandbox than what this truck had on the back of it.
My Nova could have hauled more.
But definitely.
I could actually fit one of those.
Closed.
Those green sand turtles the kids get.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can fit one of those in the trunk of my Nova and close the trunk.
Jeez.
That's how big the trunk is in that Nova. It doesn't look it, but those trunks in those cars are huge.
They are. But I mean, I don't remember the name. It's Mountaintop Gazebo or something like that. But they build any shape, form that you want, and every now and then we get a kid on the truck, and they're a pain in the ass because most of them, they build a skid to pack the kit on. Like the one I got on right now is 6.5 feet tall, almost 8 feet wide. I mean, there's all but 1.5 inches, 2 inches off the wall of the trailer on each side.
All right.
And it's 15 feet long.
What the hell fucking forklift are you going to have to fucking unload that shit?
We don't. We get to where we're going. I mean, the day before you get there, they call, and they have a contact list, which thank God for that. When they started doing this, we say, you know what, you all need to set someone up in the area that's going to handle the shit exclusively so that when we get here, we're not calling someone and they come out and say, well, what do I do with that? You're the damn record driver. You figure it out. They have wrecking company, tow truck companies that they have now established themselves where the day before you get there, you call them, yeah, this is me. This is what I got. This is roughly what the size of it is. Where do you want to meet? Am I coming to your yard? Are we going? Because most places we can't go to the customers.
Right.
So we got to call the wrecking company. They bring a roll back out. Then you got to figure out how to. Now, we ain't convinced the gazebo company. Look, if you're going to build this big ass thing, put some eyelets underneath underneath the front of it here or something that we can hack it. Hook a chain or a winch line or something to pull it out. Because there's been times this stuff's so heavy, you hook a chain around the skid that they build, and you're pulling the skid apart, not moving nothing. But you got to winch them out of the trailer, winch them out of the truck. You tie them down, then you got to go to the driver, go to the delivery is, where do they want to set it? And then the couple like, well, I need it down there by this. Okay, well, where's your worker? What? We just bring it to the address. We don't take it apart and carry it down through your yard where you're going to put it together at. Now,
right.
You release the truck driver from any damage in your yard, and he'll be more than happy to back down there if it's feasible and drop it right there beside your platform. Stuck. Yeah, that's it. If it's feasible, and that's totally his call. I'm just here because I got the paperwork, and you've got to sign it.
Right.
Now, on occasion, it has worked out. The last one we did, we had real Richie-Do area up by Seattle. Took the truck in there. The guy had no clue what he was doing because it was the first one he ever hauled, which is a good thing on the lawn. Then we had to fight to figure out how to get up. But back in, we had to set it in front of one garage door in this lady's garage because all 6 other doors she had were the ones she used except for this one because this one was broke. Mind you, this kid's 10 feet long, and setting in front of this door of this garage is going to block these garages that are behind it, and the garage going this way, going to block all but 4 of the doors. She didn't care about that. what about your cars getting in there? And then I think, that's a stupid question. Look at the neighborhood you live in. They got a garage with, 8, 10 garage doors. They're not worried about blocking 4 of them. I'm sure they got enough vehicles to get around with.
All right. Piggy, I think I found
But,
Lucy.
I mean, we got it done. We didn't damage nothing. We didn't damage her flowers.
Where?
She was happy.
Right here.
And she's over whispering to her husband and said, I really think we should tip them. And he's like, well, it's up to you,
Oh.
but it is their job. They're already being paid to do this. She says, well, I really see need to tip them. So she went back inside, come out, and she handed both of us a $50 bill.
There you go.
So sometimes it's fun. Most times they're a pain in the ass.
All right, I'll put you down. Alrighty, guys. What time is it?
10:24.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because there's not a whole lot going on. Oh, you know what? Actually, there is something that I wanted to bring up. I was watching. Cat hair in the mouth. That's what I get for holding pussy. But anyway, I was watching YouTube earlier, and apparently and I guess because I've been out of the farming bullshit for a while. As most stuff is as far as us automotive people, when we need to go work on our vehicles, we can just go out and go get a programmer to go plug into the OBD2 port and pull the codes off pretty much anywhere, right?
Yeah.
I was watching this thing, and it was called, what is it? It's called Right to Repair.
Yeah.
Apparently, I think that's exactly what it was. I think it was Right to Repair. And it was a thing of farmers. Now, you would think, what's one of the things that farmers do? They're always working on their own crap because, A, their equipment is too big to haul anywhere, and, it's what farmers do.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, since the mid-90s on up to today, their tractors have been getting harder and harder to repair themselves. And it's not because of, harder to work on parts or new technologies necessarily on the mechanical side of the tractors. What I found was completely interesting, let's get rid of this, there we go, was that the reason why these farmers are able to work on their own vehicles is because of the software that John Deere and some of these other big companies put in the tractors to run all of the electronics. Mm-hmm. They're not allowing these farmers to have access to the software to run the diagnostics and things like that. And it's like if you replace stuff in a Chevy vehicle or whatever, all of those parts, they talk to each other.
Yeah. And
you have to tell the computer that if you put in a new part with a computer name to it, you have to tell the computer that, hey, this is the part that we put in. So a lot of newer stuff, you need to have a scanner to be able to install parts. That's one of the biggest things you have with LS swaps is making sure that you have the computer that matches the ignition switch. Because otherwise the computer won't start if the computer isn't matched with the ignition switch that came with the vehicle. But apparently almost everything in these John Deere, the main thing was the John Deere tractors, but almost everything in these, from simple things all the way up to the actual brains of the tractors, they almost have to run to a dealer to be able to find out what's wrong with their tractors. Can you imagine having a farm way out in the middle of fucking bumfuck nowhere with a freaking giant ass combine that's, they're almost bigger than your truck, aren't they, Chris? These combines.
Combine? Yeah, they're
big.
They're probably about as tall.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're probably about as tall but the cutting head on them. I mean, the cutting head on things are 50
Well, the cutting head
wide.
you drop off. You could actually swap different cutting heads.
But the combine, to haul them, they basically drop all the tires out the darn thing and set it on a low boy.
Right.
In order to haul it to be under bridge requirements, but with the tires,
it's expensive.
They're taller in the truck.
It's expensive to move one of those, right?
Assembled.
Yeah, it's expensive to move one of those, even if you're only moving it 5 miles down the road. The dude was
And
telling
because it's
me,
all permitted. You got to be permitted by the state.
right? The dude was saying in the video that it's $1,000 just to load one of those up onto a truck. Then it's $1,000 to load it to come home. That's not even including the bill for whatever.
That's cheap.
Huh? What'd you say? It's cheap.
That's cheap.
Yeah, well,
$1,000 to load a unit. That's cheap.
but
A lot of times, something like that, in order to take the tires and wheels off, you've got to have a crane.
well, he said he just they drive it up onto a flatbed.
Blocks underneath it.
Yeah, they said they just drive it up onto a flatbed. But anyway, so to be able to take it to a shop, you're looking at $2,000 just to get it there and back. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Before you even start working on it. So if it goes to the shop and it only needs a fucking stupid sensor because, or a code cleared, you know what I mean? Can you imagine if it just needed a code cleared? So you're in $2,000 just getting it to the facility to get a code cleared. But all because you can't just hook up a freaking scanner and scan it yourself.
Yeah.
Because John Deere refuses to release the software for these farmers to be able to work on their own vehicles.
Oh, yeah, because they make money selling all the tools and shit they need to the dealers.
Right. But the thing is like I said, farmers, it's not always feasible for a farmer to take their farm equipment somewhere to get it worked on. So take some of the farms out here by Lancaster. How easy are some of them to get to? I know there's some farms down where I used to live that you're going down a one-way fucking road, and half of it's freaking dirt and freaking gravel to get to the farm. You're not getting a big vehicle down there, several times. Plus, also to mention downtime. You got to think about it. If you have a vehicle that is you need to use to do something to your field, and like farmers, they don't have a very big window to get what they need to get done, to fit into the growing season. If you have to have, that certain field plowed and fertilized by a certain date, and you go start up your tractor to go do the thing you need to go do, and that's when you find out that it's broken. By the time you send that shit out, send it to wherever it is that needs to get fixed, it gets fixed and come back, I guarantee you your window probably closed.
Yeah.
That's why another reason why farmers just tend.
Part is,
go ahead.
That's the cheaper of the two evils, because to have them bring their mechanic out, it's so much. It's like calling for a tow truck. Just to start the engine on the service truck is so much. Just to get it out the door, then it's so much per mile for the guy to drive there, and then the guy's on the clock from the time he leaves the shop to the time he gets back.
Right. It's just I don't know how these farmers are supposed to freaking do what they need to do. So apparently what they're trying to do is they're trying to pass laws to not make it illegal to basically pirate the software used to be able to, like the John Deere software. They're making it so they're trying to make it so it's not that either John Deere has to release that software and make it available to the public to buy, or make it so that way if a farmer or whoever it is, is allowed to do what they need to do to be able to fix the thing that they've purchased. I mean, you're basically holding your freaking, whatever it is purchased hostage.
Yeah.
I could see it if you're making payments on it, and okay, you can only take it to a dealer as long as you're making payments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But some of these people, they bought the trucks, they bought these vehicles outright. They own them. They've owned them for years.
Mm-hmm.
And no. There was another thing. He was the one farmer was talking about the fact that they have these basically GPS units that sits on top of the tractors.
Yeah.
So basically, let the tractor know where it's at in the field, so that way you can do the so basically it can run itself.
Yeah.
And apparently, John Deere stopped using this one module. Basically, kind of like what Windows does with its old Windows programs, basically just stopped giving it support.
Yeah.
And so they forced anybody who had one of these tractors with one of these modules to upgrade to the new module.
Oh, of course.
So you have and they're not obviously not cheap. I'm sure they're at least a couple $100. I mean, the thing was like the size of my computer. And if you
Oh,
guys have seen my computer, that's not a small thing. I mean, my computer is like this wide by about yay tall.
mm-hmm.
It's this big dome thing. Not my computer, the whatever the GPS unit was.
GPS unit.
And it sits on top of the tractor for the tractor to be able to track where it's at.
Yeah.
If you watch the Freedom Factory video when they did the grading on the infield to lay that pad, and how it said that if you watched
the grader
it,
and the dozer.
yeah, the grader actually runs off of a GPS signal, and it knows exactly how high to lift or lower the blade to grate the dirt, depending on its exact GPS location.
And then they did that with their
Lamborghini.
That a laser survey they did of the whole property
Yeah.
first?
Yeah,
and then they
actually
incorporated that into it.
Yeah, and the funny thing is they gave their tractor their GPS signal using the freaking GPS unit in their Lamborghini.
Yeah,
that was funny. They hooked their Lamborghini up to a fucking a tower to fucking give the bulldozer a GPS signal inside of the track. That was funny. But yeah, basically the same concept. That's what these tractors use these GPS units for, is to track where it's into the field, so that way it knows exactly where to cut and where not to, and a lot of it's automated anymore. But yeah, I just found that
some of the farms they got out west here.
Yeah, I could have sworn I saw that truck pass you like 15, 20 minutes ago.
He probably did. He probably stopped back in the rest area. You'd be surprised over the course of a day how many different vehicles you see. Well, not with this one. This piece of shit's only got 80-gallon fuel tanks on it. I got to stop about every 500 miles.
Right.
Unlike my truck that I fill that up and I can run 1,400 miles between fills.
Right.
But you get on a day where you're running, it doesn't matter whether it's trucks, cars, whatever. You'd be amazed. You just sit here and ride for a couple hours, 3-4 hours. How many vehicles you see go by? Either you pass them or the ones that pass you, like, well, hell, I saw that one back yonder. Or you stop somewhere.
Yeah, I've done a couple long distance
you go
trips.
You go trucking 3-4 hours, and then you stop in somewhere else for whatever. It's like, well, shit, I saw them back at the last stop. It's like, are y'all following me or what?
These are all in the same fucking direction and road, man.
Yeah, it's funny. But sometimes it's cool because you'll see something. Oh, damn, that was neat as anything. It might be a car hauling a couple muscle cars or something.
Yeah.
On a trailer, and then they'll stop somewhere, and here they come again.
Yeah, I saw a really, really nice Chevelle today. But yeah, that's one of the things that I actually do. One of the things that I did see with this car, I actually see a lot more muscle cars actually cruising on the road. Because they can't go to car shows. So you just see them cruising just to cruise. Because they don't really have anywhere to, you know what I mean? They're not sitting in some freaking park all day. So you see them actually out cruising and driving around, and it's pretty nice.
I actually seen, it was within the last month. Actually, I think it was the trip the truck burned up on this last trip before I left.
Right.
On the last round. Because I had to go get my prescriptions the next day. So I didn't leave out till Saturday morning. Went and got the mail, went and got prescription. Well, I figured, well, hell, I'm right here by Sheets. I'll grab a couple sandwiches for breakfast and go all but. Well, between the pharmacy, out the other side of the shopping plaza, like a parking lot. Now they had a little like cruising car show type thing they were doing there. Had everybody spaced out, social distancing.
Yeah, you do what you gotta do, man.
And come back. And here they were doing a cruise. That's what they did. They all gathered there. They were going to do a cruise today to do so. That's when they finally were allowed to go out, do a little bit. But there was a Shelby Cobra, 67 Firebird,
Ooh.
Which when I can make connections with the guy is going to be a feature video on the channel. And I mean, vets,
Vets are always a
hiccup
thing at the
burners
car
making
show, though.
popcorn. Yeah, vets are everywhere. But I mean, these were some older vets. It wasn't the new stuff.
No, if I could get my hands on a C7, I would die.
Some kind of little thing like it wasn't an MG. It was something, but like about the size of an MG.
Little
One of them
Triumph,
MG
maybe.
convertibles. Yeah, it might have been a Triumph.
Those are actually pretty popular too, which is weird.
I'll tell you the one that amazed me. It was last summer. Because I would always come in and like I'd deliver Monday morning, whatever at Philly at the market. Reload some, come back to the warehouse. When I go back to our yard, I was able to go behind the shopping plaza where the tour buses come in, because usually by then it's the end of the day,
Right.
5, 6 o'clock, whatever. The tour buses are gone for everybody shopping at the outlet center. So I go around back and pull right in one of the tour bus places with a truck, and then walk up around the corner and I'd go eat at Ruby Tuesdays. Well, the one day I went in there last summer, they had everything in there. The newest car allowed on that cruise had to be a 1919
That's the newest?
or older.
You mean a 2019? A 1919?
Had to be a 1919 or older.
My God.
Couldn't be no newer than a 1919.
What the hell could you have had? A fucking model?
I mean, I shit you not. Oh, you'd be surprised. I was shocked as shit all the different cars they had.
How many different freaking models were out in 1919?
I've only seen one time, and it was on.
Probably Jay Leno.
It was on Jay Leno's show.
How'd I guess?
One of the Stanley Steamers.
See you later, Hank. Oh.
Yeah, we're fading again.
Yeah, I got to a little bit.
It was one that Jay Leno has, a Stanley Steamer. And they had one there in that show, but it's some kind of historical society. But I mean, they had people that now they weren't restricted to just the States. They had European cars as well.
All right. Oh, excuse me.
So this is like a big historic thing. But they do around Lancaster and that they do this show every year. They get together and they do a cruise and they drive police escorts, so they're so damn slow, but they do a cruise like between Lancaster and up into Reading and do different tourist stops. And they all stopped there to go eat at Ruby Tuesday. But I come in there and I was like, I've only seen one time. Well, that was interesting. A little stereo.
It's randomly turned
just
on.
The fact all these cars are sitting there. Yeah, I didn't even know. I mean, I know it was hooked to the stereo, but I thought I had stereo turned down because it was apparently not, or something happened, or I lost. This was been having fits. It doesn't want to stay in connection with the tablet. That's probably what happened to it.
Right.
Every now and then it'll go out, and then whatever's on the stereo just blows up.
Probably.
But it was kind of neat to walk through and see all the different cars. The way they were painted, or some that were basically in original condition. It had just been done that they were that good yet.
All right.
But it was out of the norm. Not something you'd see every day. I told Miss Furman, hey, hold on to your pants. I'm going to take you to a car show for free. How are you going to do that? And I just went and walked around on this. I was like, yeah, check this crap out.
Mrs. Formey says you lost her.
Yeah.
Oh. I think tonight's going to be a slow night. I don't think we're going to make it to 3 hours tonight, man.
That could be worse. Just the fact you got this many people came in to start with.
Well, yeah, especially since we haven't been here for a little bit. Whenever I take a break, it takes a little bit sometimes to get going.
Yeah, and all that.
People find out that I'm back. What?
It wasn't worth discussing.
What?
You said all the crap that was going on. It just wasn't worth discussing.
I didn't feel like being on social media. Period. In general, I didn't feel like I was waiting, hopefully, for most of this to blow over. Because, I didn't feel like dealing with it. Oh, did you see, I fixed an antique. As I'm knocking half my freaking crap over.
Didn't need all the BS and the...
Yeah, see, I fixed my antique clock. You remember one of these, Chris?
Yeah, we're bouncing.
Can you see it? But anyway, I fixed my antique snap-on clock.
It just wants to be persnickety.
All right, are you back?
That's all.
What are you back, Chris? I know we could hear him just fine. Apparently he couldn't hear us. And then there was me. I'm down a Big E and a down a Chris. Oh, that sucks. Let's see, who all do I got in the chat room today? No, yep, lost Chris. Oh, we got something going on. Oh, I missed what it was. Yeah, it is a rough night. I think. Oh, do you know what I know what it was? It was me liking my own stream on freaking Facebook. That's funny. I didn't think it did that, but apparently it does. So I don't know if anybody. I don't know. I want to leave a comment in the Facebook one and see if it pops up on the screen. Just curiosity to see if it does. Which is another reason why I have this up here on the screen. See if that pops up, because I put that it does. So the Facebook stuff actually does pop up on the screen. It's not going to pop up in your YouTube stream chat, but it will at least pop up on the screen itself. That's kind of cool. So you can follow it. Hey Grim, what's up? I haven't been on in a couple weeks there, Grim. I took a little bit of a break, a little too much crap going on in social media, and didn't feel like it spilling over into the live stream, so I kind of just I took a well needed break. One of the weekends was a holiday weekend. I didn't think many people were going to be on, and then last week I was dealing with my own personal demons and just didn't have the motivation to get on and stream. Not to mention I was also dealing with a brand new setup on this computer. I replaced a couple parts, upgraded the computer, and have I didn't feel like dealing with any headaches that weekend. But today we are actually streaming on both Facebook and YouTube. Just because I wanted to test it out and check it out. But yeah. So what's new with you there, Grim? Wasn't here to watch. Well, yeah, I guess that does work out pretty well. I don't know how much longer we're going to be on here, but I'll sit here and chit-chat with you for a little bit. Anything new going on? Hey, that's always a good treat. Nothing like some cheesy goodness. Anything new with the cars? I had like 6 spots where I can watch the freaking chat. It's kind of funny. I think we'll do one last point seeing here for the end of towards the end of the live stream here. everybody that's popped in here now. Wow, 4 PT Cruisers. Are they that cheap now? Start collecting them like you do freaking shoes at the store. Stupid cars that keep giving them to me. Oh, there you go, Biggie. We lost everybody.
Oh.
I'm just gonna give everybody 1,000 points because points don't matter. I should help some people catch up to these people that are like way the hell up there. Anywho, I actually think the point system was actually working and counting fucking hours now.
Oh, geez.
I think. Because Miss Formula is now at the top with 16 hours. And Pilot with 12. Grimm's Auto Service following up in third with 7 hours. A lot of these are freaking. I'm ignoring the Twitch ones. Then me with 4.67 hours. That's funny. DI Misfit Mechanics sitting at 4.33. Firebird Nation at 4.0. Cletus at 3.4. Where the fuck are you at?
I'm right here.
I meant in points in time.
I don't know.
That's still not right because this only has you for an hour, 1.5 hours. I mean,
yeah,
Z Outlaw has more fucking time in the computer than you do.
What a guy.
Freaking Streamlabs just killed it. I don't know if we're going to be here, Grim. Probably not going to be on here much longer because it kind of dies down, and I don't know if we have a whole lot to freaking keep talking about. Kind of hasn't been a whole lot going on in the car community that I know of. What'd you get yourself there, Piggy?
Mac and cheese.
That's exactly what. Are you sure you're not Grimm's Auto Service in disguise?
Oh, I got some Bob Evans mac and cheese, and all of a sudden I'm being mistaken for someone else?
Well, no, because Grimm's Auto Service there said he just got some mac and cheese to feed his kids. Are you? Is he your dad or something?
I'm pretty sure he's not. I mean, anything is possible.
No, actually, I don't think you got screwed in the points. I think you're pretty good. Let me see. Destination top. We'll see. See if that pops up. I don't know if is it a capital T or is it just lowercase t?
For what?
Nope, there it is. Yeah, no, he's right there in ninth. He's got 2015. You have 3,272.
Oh.
Is that what you had before?
I don't know.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
What?
The Bentley 6.8 liter engine, the longest V8 in continuous production, is no more after 62 years.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Everything good just freaking ends. Wow, that's actually good news there, Grim. At least I think it is. Let me pick this up before I break it.
Son of a...
I missed it. I was showing off my my antique Snap-on sign there, Biggie, that I fixed.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like as old as I am.
Where the hell? Oh, derp.
There you go. Boop. Biggie.
Hang on.
It's covering my face.
Well, I'm not in that window.
Oh. Apparently Chris has been back.
Oh. And you're still holding on to the sun. Why?
Yeah, I didn't hear him boop in. Hold on. Let me boop him in. Oh my god, go away for 10 seconds and it got dark, Chris.
I'm telling you, it don't happen. Don't happen in long here.
Which way are you going?
From the
East or are you
tattooing
going
sun
west?
on Star Wars to nothing.
It kind of sucks that some people can't wait 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean that everybody wants their vehicle done now? Well, you know what? I'm speaking from the other end of that spectrum, the customer. Sometimes I can't have my car down for 2 weeks before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People need their
I
cars
need
like
my car
all the
every
time.
day. So if it's even down a day, that's obviously I use my car for my job, not just to get back and forth to my work, but I have to use my car for my job.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's down, it's not like I can just grab somebody else's car and use their car because I transport clients. And
Mm-hmm.
you don't really want to transport clients in somebody else's car.
No.
No. It's one thing in your own car that you're responsible for. It's another somebody else's car. So, I can understand why people don't want to wait 2 weeks. It sucks enough waiting for parts to come in the mail when you can't get the parts directly at the parts store, only for them to show up and be the wrong parts and you have to reorder them.
Yeah.
Just saying. And the funny thing is, that thing with the brake rotors, we went back and checked the receipt and the part number.
Yeah.
The part number for the part that was shipped was the right part number.
Ow.
So what was in the box was what was supposed to be in the box, and was technically what I ordered. The description on the website for what I ordered was wrong.
Oh.
So yeah, the part number that I ordered was rear brakes. The description that I freaking picked up was for front brakes.
Wow.
So that was clearly a goof for whoever entered the information into Rock Auto. That they literally just entered the wrong description in. Which caused me to buy the wrong part because I was basing it off the description of the part.
Mm-hmm.
Which was front rotor assembly. No, they weren't front rotors. They were rear. Oh. But anywho's, I was just telling Chris, I said that I was showing off my 1980s snap-on wall clock that I restored. Because, I've had this clock sitting in my house for probably a good 6 years, and the mechanic part of the mechanism never worked.
Oh.
But yeah, it's right here, and the mechanism now works. I don't have a battery in it. But yeah, that wall clock is about as old as I am.
Damn.
And it's so shiny.
Shiny.
Yeah, it's actually solid wood. And apparently they gave these out to like shop owners and shit.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I can just like go to the local parts truck and say I want that clock. You had to. I think you had to.
Snap-on trucks carrying clocks. There's.
Huh?
Snap-on trucks carrying clocks. There's something weird.
Well, no, because they used to. I don't know if they still do it, but they used to give away a lot of things depending on how much stuff you bought.
Mm-hmm.
How much volume you shop and buy.
What? Say that,
Either,
Chris?
either how much volume the shop would buy with
Right.
everybody within that shop or individual.
Right. Because my stepfather got all kinds of stuff. He got like gold-plated wrenches. He used to get like the Mac Tool funny cars models.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he had this clock. This isn't his. I picked this up at a yard sale somewhere, but he had that exact one. They did a couple clocks with like pinup girls on them.
Mm-hmm.
He had a few of those. He had all kinds of stuff, snap-on jackets, hats, because, I mean, geez, his toolbox, and this was in the early 90s, his toolbox was 10 grand. Just the box.
Damn.
Not the shit in it. I think he did an audit of everything that he owned from, different manufacturers, Snap-on, Mac. It was his toolbox, and what was in it was worth more than his house.
Fuck.
He had $120,000 wrapped up in Snap-on and Mac stuff.
Holy shit.
Now,
Don't
granted,
take
he's, huh?
It don't take long.
No, it don't. Not with how expensive that shit is. Like I said, his freaking. Now he had one of those, basically like wall unit toolboxes. It's like freaking 15 feet long and like 10 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking thing was huge.
I saw one they called the Bay Box.
That's what it is. It took up a whole bay.
I mean, literally, this thing had a set of stairs. It had a second story to it with drawers that you had to use a staircase that folded out of it to walk upstairs to get stuff out of the upstairs boxes.
Oh wow.
Oh, it was crazy. I asked the guy, what did that cost just for? And he bought when he did it, he bought the thing fully operational, everything.
Right.
Basically anything they had at the time was in that setup.
That's insane.
And he point blank says, well, let's put it this way, son. I had 4 daughters, and I paid for each of their weddings, and it didn't come to a quarter what that shit cost.
No, but it's an investment.
And every one of the girls' weddings was 200 guests plus.
Oh, damn.
So you can imagine what that cost. Times 4, and it didn't come to a quarter. What is?
Like I said, my stepfather's box was nowhere near that size, and he had well over $120,000 wrapped up into it. So
I'll tell you, has anyone been to a Harbor Freight lately to see the new Icon box?
Oh no, I haven't been that lately. The last thing I picked up at a Harbor Freight was the heat gun to do my cell phone.
I thought you said yeet gun.
No, the heat gun that I did to separate the glass on my phone. Which I'm kind of pissed because the back glass, it's been in this case, right? Gorgeous purple phone, and it's been covered up by this black boring case. To protect it, right?
Doing it a disservice.
Right, to protect the case, right?
Yeah.
I want to tell you that the back of the glass on that phone is already cracked.
Oh.
And I don't even know when it happened because there's not a damn mark on this case.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no clue when it happened, but it's like from, I want to say it's like from one of the corners, and it just comes down like this.
Oh.
It's just like one little crack, but it's so annoying. But I already know that glass is only like $10-15 to buy.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be hard for me to pull it apart and do it again. At least it's not the front screen. But it just pisses me off because I bought the case to keep the phone protected, and the case is fine, but the phone's not. So yeah, I don't know what the hell to do there.
Yeah, it's irritating when stuff like it happens.
Well, yeah, it's like that would be like I don't know. Well, that's like all them people that bought the bras for the front of their like. The most iconic that I seen them on were like IROC Camaros and shit like that, where they bought that bra to protect the front nose of the car, and then they after 10 years of it being on the freaking car, they take the bra off and all the paint's worn off underneath of it from the fucking bra rubbing on it. So like the bra did more damage than it would have been if it would have just been out in the open.
I'll take all that clear bra shit that they brag about now.
That's
their joke.
No, actually, that stuff actually works pretty good because we have that on. Technically, a lot of cars come shipped with it in certain areas of the car, like the back, right before the back tire. On our Kia Souls, there's that stuff on the bottom corner of the door and the wheel arch of the wheel.
Yeah, chip guard.
Yeah, that's all clear bra is. It's just a clear vinyl.
Yeah, she had one done on her Grand Prix, and it came out hideous. Now, granted, the installers were subpar.
Yeah, I would say that was. I've seen it installed on cars, and you can't even tell it's there. And it does protect from rock chips pretty well. But
Just
again, I
ask for
think,
the horror story she's had with it.
yeah, I think yours was just more of the installer, not the product. You know what I mean? Because I mean, if I just got done buying an $80,000, $100,000 car, I think a clear bra or some sort of rock chip
Going to be
preventative
part
in
of
the
the
front.
purchase price.
Well, not necessarily that. It'd probably be one of the first things I would do before I drove it very far anyway.
Mhm.
If you're spending a hundred and
That's
some
why I
grand
said-
on a fucking car, the cost of clear bra is nothing.
You spending that much on the car, you just tell the dealer straight up front, I don't know what this costs, but I want this on it before I take delivery of the car.
I do believe.
I'm sure they have lots of people that they know that do it, or they
Yeah,
work
like-
with that would do that.
Okay, like the Chevy dealership that Street Speed uses.
Okay, yeah.
That one. They work.
I don't remember the name of it, but
Yeah, I keep forgetting the name of the Chevy dealership, but they use InShane Designs to do their clear bra. They actually send the cars all the way up there to get done. Not to mention the fact that some of their cars that they have out in their lot, they have Shane wrap before it ever
Shit.
even is sold.
hello.
Hello, what?
There goes a Bambi across the road with a coyote hot on its ass.
That's what you call a hot to trot.
I'm telling you.
He's like, fuck it, I don't give a shit if it's a truck. It's like when you're trying to get away from the cops and you jump in front of the fucking train.
Yeah.
I'm either going to get nailed by the train or hopefully the cop gets nailed by the train and hopefully I get away. I think the risk is worth it.
We tried that once in my buddy's Nova when we were kids.
How'd it
We were
work out for
doing
you?
great for 45 miles. We were in the lead. We were out of sight. We were gone.
We're in the lead.
And then the car went.
Oh. Nova no go?
Yeah, Nova no go. Motion lotion make big difference.
Motion lotion. Oh my
lotion,
god.
No lotion, had no motion. Now we all bailed. I mean, he took the big rap, but yeah, you know how it is. Small town kids. Hell, the cop knew who we are. He seen our faces in the car. But we all, so we got. How did that come down? We got accessories to a looting or something like that.
Accessories.
Yeah, big deal. We had.
So
3
which one
months
of you guys was the
probation to do it.
purse and which one of you guys was the clutch? Which one of you guys was the flamboyant hat?
Accessories.
We were happy to take and keep our mouths shut because they couldn't get us for underage drinking.
Yeah. Grim says that the fact that his house only cost. We were talking about how much the toolboxes cost, and he says same here, but my house only cost 24 grand.
God damn.
But then again, he says my motorcycle cost almost as much as my house. Most new cars, most low end new cars cost as much as your house. There ain't many cars that are under 24 grand.
And when they are, they're like base model, like base.
Like even the Kia that I'm driving now, the green one. Well, technically Jess is driving the green one right now, but even the green Kia, that was like 26, 27 grand.
Oh damn.
New. It's
But
like,
it's got power windows, doesn't it?
Yeah. So does the base
No,
model.
there's still cars that don't have power windows still.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's even the base model Kia Soul has power windows. That base model that we have has a sunroof, power windows. Let's see, what doesn't it have that the big one does? The gray one has a cheaper radio in it, which actually still works, even though the more expensive one doesn't. Yeah, it's almost better to have gone with the cheap radio in those cars because the expensive one breaks all the time. So actually both of them have this little RGB stuff around the speakers that you see in the hamster commercials. They both have that. So I guess that's either a standard option, but they have the RGB speakers. They both have sunroofs. The base model has a smaller 4-cylinder, and the suspension isn't as good, and I don't think the steering is either because it's that steering's hard to steer. versus the Kia Soul Plus. I mean, you can steer that with your pinky.
Yeah.
And the ride is so much smoother in the green car. And obviously the gray car, which is the base model, that's a 5-speed automatic, and then the Kia Soul Plus is a 6-speed automatic. So there's some slight differences, but there's a really big price difference too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were actually going to get a Kia Forte. We were going to trade the gray one in for a Kia Forte, a 2019 Kia Forte in gravity gray, but they didn't want to. Actually, no, we were trying to trade in the green one. That's what it was. We were trying to trade in the green one because the green one was paid off. Oh. And they wanted us to pay like $600 a month for our payment, and we're like, nope.
Jesus.
It ain't worth paying $600 a month for a car because, like I said, the green car is only 8 years old, and it went from being 26 grand new to only being worth like $3,000 or $4,000 in good condition. The investment isn't worth it. The car loses value way too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's not like either of those cars are in bad shape. They're in decent shape. You know, but to lose that much value that quickly. I mean, it's not even like the car is over 10 years old.
Yeah.
You know, I could see it for a car that's over 10 years old, but the car is not even 10 years old. And they only wanted... Because that was actually, that was a year and a half ago. So that means our car was... Yeah, because the 2019 just came out.
That was last year, because you guys were looking to do that about the same time I bought my Mitsubishi.
Right. And yeah, so Jess was like, you know what? No, it's more worth it for us to put money into a house than it is to put money into another car and make car payments. Especially when both the cars run just fine. It made no sense. Even though she really, really wanted the... the Kia Forte. Do you know what? That thing moved. You think Kia Forte, little POS, right? Little throwaway car. That thing got up and moved. It wasn't a slouch. I mean, it was no, Camaro ZL1.
Ain't no race car, but quick for what it was.
Yeah, for a little tiny shit box, it freaking got up and hoofed. It was that deer with the coyote on its ass. But I mean, I think that the green Kia Soul gets up and moves compared to the gray one. The Kia Forte would make the green car look slow. Just put the pedal to the floor on the test drive, and you could just see the smile growing on her face. Yeah. The doors on... Are the doors on the new Caddies aluminum? I didn't know that. But then again, you'll have doors and the whole rest of the car will be rotted.
Yeah. That's where they get you.
Though, I have to tell you, there is absolutely no rust on either of those Kias. Nowhere.
Unlike my truck.
Dude, those cars are almost 10 years old. I've seen cars that are less than 5 years old already rotting out.
Damn.
And I have not found a single rust problem on either of those cars. And yeah, trust me, I look. And I haven't seen any, so I don't know what they coat those cars in, but it's pretty damn good. I think, actually, do you know what?
It is, it works.
Yeah, because you know what? I don't think I remember ever seeing a single Kia Soul on the road with rot issues. And they've been out for a while. I don't think 2011 was the first year. They've been out for a little while before that, I think.
Maybe.
But yeah, I don't think I've seen any with rot problems other than actual damage. Obviously, I wouldn't consider a car that's been in an accident and it's rotting where it was in an accident. I wouldn't consider that a fair comparison.
Yeah.
But a car with a clean body, not rotting. There was a car that parked on our street in Tamaqua. It was like a Toyota, I think it was a Scion, that little fucking square.
Yeah, the Which one of those? XB?
Yeah, whatever one of those. My God, this thing literally looked like a tin can that's been left outside in the junkyard. It looked horrible. And I don't think that those were that old either.
No.
This thing literally just looked like it looked like it's been as on the road as long as my Nova has. And it just looked horrible. And I think that those were not they were not expensive, but they weren't like super cheap when they were new, I don't think. Because they were made by Toyota, right?
Something like that.
I think they were made by Toyota. But yeah, they're junk. So whatever they made those cars out of, that did not last. So I don't know who has one of those like Scion TCs and XBs and I know that they were the sporty car looking ones were actually pretty good looking.
That was the TC.
Yeah, the ones that had like the full glass piece on the top.
I think so.
Yeah, they were pretty decent looking. But if they weather as well as this freaking tin can that I saw the other day, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But all right, I think we're gonna call it a night, and we'll catch you guys next week. I definitely will be here next week. So catch you guys next week. Hope to see more of you guys here, and at least hope to see you guys that hanged out here this week there. So catch you next week. Don't forget to like the video and shout out to your friends about this live stream if you think they'll enjoy it as well. All right, catch you guys.